Assistant coaches Farivar Tarabi, Benjamin Bergeron, Dan Davidson, Zohar Ali, and Milad Shah, taking on the number 1 seeded Langara Falcons, led by head coach Mark Rizzardo, and assistant coaches Claudio Bartolomeo, Kevin Monk, and Devin Gotro. The referees for today are Jeff Roberts, Chris Hara, Ben Riston.
Welcome back to Willoughby Field as we get set for the PACWEST Provincial Championship, the men's edition, as Douglas College Royals get set to take on the Langara men's Falcons. Just before we get to the anthems and the starting 11s, as always, we're joined by the assistant coaches before all the matches here at the big tournament. We welcome back Farivar Tarabi, I beg your pardon, from Douglas College. Farivar, yesterday a big match against Capilano. How big was that victory? What were the emotions after that one, and how can you carry that into today's affair?
Yeah, I think as we expected yesterday, we could manage the game very well, and we could obviously get the result. And the guys were so pumped up yesterday, and today they are very motivated for this game to win the provincial again. But let's see what will happen.
You're coming against Langara, a squad that you've only managed one victory against this season. What do you expect from them tactically? Obviously a bit of a battle, but what have you seen from them throughout the season that you think you could exploit here?
Obviously they have a very, very good team, but as I said, like during the week we trained so hard with all the players. We analyzed the other team, and I think it's gonna be a very good match today.
Farivar Tarabi, thank you so much. Assistant coach from the Douglas Royals. We'll send him back down to pitch level to get with his lads, and we'll pass the headset over to his counterpart, Claudio Bartolomeo. Claudio from the Langara men's bench. Claudio, thank you so much for joining us ahead of this massive match. Of course, I'm sure your lads have some confidence under their belt as the number 1 seed. Kaku, Nakanishi, Shimada, all getting all-star nods, as well as player of the year for Kaku. How confident are your lads heading into this one?
Well, you know what, definitely we're very confident. We had a fantastic season, but we don't want to just settle on that. It's going to be a tough game either way. You know, we're playing a team that's very resilient, so we understand that. And these guys being the all-star players, you know what, all year round, very consistent, very little mistakes, always making the right decisions.
Now you've played them 4 times this year. You managed to beat them 3 times, but you dropped your final encounter with them. Did you happen to watch the game yesterday against Capilano? I don't know if you saw the play of Falcone and Luciano Caraman, but they look like some dangerous pieces. How do you go about keeping those lads quiet?
Well, you know what, we try and focus on them, but we don't want to give them individual attention. You know, we try and play as a team, and then we try and play zone.
Claudio, thank you so much, and good luck to the Langara Falcons at pitch level.
Thank you.
Claudio Bartolomeo, the assistant coach of the Langara men's Falcons, will send him back down to pitch level, and he'll join Mark Rizzardo and his squad as we get you the starting 11s now for this PACWEST Provincial Final, the men's edition. Of course, the women's in the books. VIU taking a 1-0 victory over the plucky Capilano women. So VIU will go back to Nanaimo with a trophy in their possession. We'll see who comes out of this one with a little bit of silverware. Of course, Douglas looking to pull the double as they took home provincials last campaign. Let's get you the starting 11s first for the Douglas College Royals. In goal, number 1, Matthew Miller. The outfield, LJ Milfreeze, who was on the score sheet yesterday against Capilano. Philip Kapek, the number 4 in defense. Number 6, Luke Shackleton. Number 7, the very potent maestro in the middle of the field, Matteo Falcone. Number 8, Benjamin Beaulieu, who had a stalwart-like performance in the back four for the men in green yesterday. Luciano Caraman, the pacey winger. Number 9, he will certainly be one to button up for Douglas College. Number 10, Justin Pena. Number 13, Taliesin Kyle. Number 16, Avi Alamu. And finally, number 24, Joel Badger. Douglas College, of course, led by Robbie Tour. The Langara Falcons, they put out a very similar starting 11. Mark Rosardo hasn't made a ton of changes to his starting 11 this season. He has liked what he's seen from this group of Falcons, and obviously from the all-star nods there, Kaku, Nakanishi, Shimada, Mark Rosardo even bringing home Coach of the Year as well. They feel confident with this lineup. It is number 22, Adriel Cowley in net. Number 6, Kazuki Nakanishi. Number 7, Beckham Hatch, the jinky winger. Number 8, Tenor Bajgare. Number 9, Enrique Claros. Number 14, Giorgio Sacchi. Number 16, Owen Holscher. Number 17, Zion Adlam. Number 18, Player of the Year, Takaru Kaku. Number 19, Taigo Shimada, who I believe scored against Douglas last time out here at Willoughby Park in regular season play. And of course, we rounded out with one of my favorite players to watch. He can pour a mean pint, but he can also spray a 40-yard diagonal ball. I'm talking about David Rodriguez Zagara. That's the starting 11 for the Langara men. They are led by head coach Mark Rosardo, I beg your pardon. And of course, we had both assistant coaches up in the booth, Farivar Tarabi, who joined us yesterday ahead of Capilano, and also Claudio Bartolomeo. And both assistant coaches, you could tell, didn't want to give away all of their game plan there, standing side by side each other. And there was some friendly banter before and after the interview, but I'm sure that they're keeping the cards close to their chest. The last time these two clubs met in postseason action, it was the 2018 season. Langara taking care of Douglas on penalty kicks 4-3 after a 1-1 draw. Before that, they met in the 2013 season in the semifinal. The only time these two clubs have met on the men's side in the gold medal matchup was all the way back in 2001, so 23 years ago, where Langara doubled Douglas up 2-0. The Langara men will be wearing all black with gray sleeves and a little bit of white and orange piping and trim. They're playing from left to right on your stream, where Douglas have their white tops, royal green shorts, and white socks. They're playing from right to left on your stream here at Willoughby Field, the host venue for this 2024 edition of the PACWEST Provincial Championships. Of course, the home of Vancouver FC of the CPL. We're now underway here. The Vancouver Giants of the WHL and the Vancouver Bandits Basketball Club right next door at the LECO as well. And plenty of grassroots sport going on. Football, beach volleyball, soccer. I think there's even a field hockey and a lacrosse box around here somewhere. So it's all happening here at Willoughby Field. It's Douglas who start on the front foot. I beg your pardon, it's Langara who start on the front foot as they look to attack the Royals end first. Rodriguez Zagara looks like he got crunched early. It was a high tackle on the left ankle. It's actually removed the shoe of Rodriguez Zagara, who's now well behind the play. It'll be a throw-in for the Falcons. As mentioned, if you're just joining us, the women's final already in the books. It took place at noon today. It was the VIU women just getting past a very scrappy Capilano side, 1-0. The Langara men desperate for some silverware to bring home here. They do hold the season record against Douglas this year, 4 encounters. They won 3 of them. They lost the last one. Holscher plays it in. It's an early goal for Enrique Claros. It only took the Falcons 2 minutes, and they've bulged the toy. It's the number 9 who does the business. And the Langara bench is in dreamland at the moment. They can't count their chickens before they hatch. Not Beckham Hatch. They can't count their chickens before they hatch. It's only 2 minutes in, but my goodness, what a start from the Langara Falcons. As Enrique Claros definitely had his shooting boots on for that one. He made no mistake. Top bins. And Mark Rizzardo is now gesticulating, giving some instructions to his players. Keep your heads, lads, and let's keep going. And I'm sure Robbie Tour is wanting to pull out his finely groomed hair down at the Douglas bench, as that is not the start the Royals wanted. My goodness. We had to wait almost 45 minutes for a first goal in the women's match, but Langara aren't wasting any time here today. It's Enrique Caleros in the second minute with a roof job from in tight. Kaku laces it in the right channel for Caleros to chase. He's going to have to take on the stocky Philip Kapek, who's a real handful at the best of times. Shimada, touch for Holscher, tries to spread it in for Bajgare. Bajgare tries to sort out his feet. Nakanishi back to Rodriguez. Zagara, he goes for a left-footed shot. He had the run of Beckham Hatch there, which probably would have been the play. Now Hatch has to backtrack, and it's against a very pacey Luciano Karaman, and I think that's going to be a track meet all day long, because Beckham Hatch is probably one of the swifter Falcons, and Luciano Karaman, for my money, might be the paciest guy in the PACWEST. Milfries is a real handful as well. Zion Adlam chasing him the width of the park. There's one player they'll want to keep quiet. If they can keep Karaman and Milfries quiet, ball almost over at Cowley's head. My goodness. He came off of his line for that one, and that was fingertips away from going over his head and perhaps having a bit of egg on his face. Had Cowley in the teal keeper's kit, head to toe. His opposite number, Matthew Miller, in head to toe crimson red. Good play there by Enrique Caleros. Caleros on his left foot, waits for the run of Shimada. Shimada cruises in towards the penalty box, cuts a hard low ball back. Nakanishi, left-footed rip. That one's blocked by Beaulieu. That was a good block too, as Nakanishi hit that with some kind of venom. Giorgio Sacchi and Takaru Kaku team up to keep the forward Badger at play. Joel Badger, who I don't think factored into yesterday's encounter with Capilano. It was the Corwin Sheck show. I'm surprised Sheck hasn't started today. You wonder if there's possibly a physical ailment, because I thought the number 19 for Douglas was immense yesterday, the big lad up front. Good play there by Enrique Caleros as he rolls one, rolls two, shrugs off Shackleton, still going Caleros, left-footed blast. That was charged down by Beaulieu. Rodriguez Zagara now puts his head down, tries to get forward. It's Holscher now in the penalty box. Can he skim across? In? No, it gets caught up in the legs of Philip Kapek, and he'll play out the left touch line with Milfries. It goes out of play. Linesman's flag goes up, and Langara will get the ball back. We're just under 6 minutes in, and it's a blistering start from the Falcons, who have already got one goal through Enrique Caleros. Adlam floats in a long diagonal, too much. Kick out, Shimada flies at it with a high boot, knocks it down, but it actually falls favorably for Douglas. Karaman now on the trot, gets to the inside of Osachi, left-footed. Karaman now, it's a right-footed shot from Badger, who took it off the foot of Karaman. Was a bit of daylight, and I don't think Karaman was ready to size up a left-footed shot, so not a bad look from Badger there. He hoofs his effort over the bar, though. Still 0-0 in the 7th minute here at Willoughby Field. Of course, they awarded the All-Stars before this matchup, and we will mention them throughout the broadcast on the men's side. Takaru Kaku, Player of the Year, the central defender for Langara. Also in the All-Star nod as well, Kazuki Nakanishi, Tago Shimada. On the Douglas College side of things, Matteo Falcone, Justin Pena, and Luciano Karaman. Mark Rizzardo bringing home Coach of the Year for Langara as well. Beaulieu thumps a high long ball in the right channel for Badger to chase. Kaku met that one head on. He knocks it down for Rodriguez Zagara. Now Adlam has a chance to carry it to the touchline. He pays a stinger on the deck. It was right into the waiting legs of Tallis and Kyle. Bujgare takes it down on the knee. Still going Bujgare. Ball over the top for Claros. Almost gets there. Bujgare tries to lean into a left-footed volley and hit the outside of his boot and flies off to the left for Beckham Hatch to retrieve. Long raking cross there from Giorgio Sacchi. Almost finds the waiting silhouette of Taigo Shimada. But Tallis and Kyle cleans up the pieces, and now Philip Capek can play out the back. Beaulieu, who, as I mentioned yesterday, was probably one of the better players on the park against Capilano. He almost had 2 goals and managed to keep Capilano completely at bay. They didn't score a single goal yesterday, which for a very potent Capilano side that boasted top scorer Sebastian Serrato. Job well done there by Beaulieu. Rodriguez Zagara under pressure. Pivots and plays back to Kaku. Now Cowley has the ball. Ooh, risky business there by Cowley, and he's giving it to Milfries. Milfries in the penalty box, shot right at Cowley, and the young keeper will have to be on his best behavior now. He got an earful there from Takaru Kako. He took way too long on that ball, and he got pinched. Now Shimada's been hopped over, and Douglas now are going to have their say moving forward. Milfries into the path of Kyle. Can he cut it back for Badger? He attempts to, but Nakanishi puts in the block, and now Nakanishi asking his teammates for a little bit of calm after a furious start from the Falcons. They just lost their way there a little bit. Confusion in the numbers, and Douglas get their first corner kick of the matchup here in the 10th minute. Played short for Tallis and Kyle. Pena's going to have a chance to tee one up at the back post. It's Beaulieu who meets it, but he was kind of leaning back. He couldn't get over top of it and direct it into Aud Cowley's net. Mark Rizzardo was furious with his defense there as they had kind of gone to sleep on that corner kick, and they allowed the short corner to be played to Tallis and Kyle. If it wasn't for a little bit too much weight on that Justin Pena cross, that might have been a real chance for Beaulieu. And once again, Aud Cowley has not had a great goal kick. And you feel if that continues to persist that the Douglas Royals might smell danger there, and they might be right on top of the young keeper all day long, and it could be a long night at the office. Enrique Claros tries to hold up the ball. Milfries whacks it away from him, and it'll be a throw-in the way of the men in black. Bujgare tries to play it through the seams there for Shimada. Just didn't get the purchase on it he wanted. I don't think I've ever seen Mark Rizzardo wear a toque either. He's kind of old school. He usually just rocks the hair. No toque, no hat. He'll just bear the elements. But today he's rocking the beanie. It's a good move by Mark. It's a good move. It's pretty cold up here. Be a throw-in for, I think it's Giorgio Sacchi on the far side. It is. He whips it in. Nakanishi tries to get it into the path of Beckham Hatch. Oof. And there's a coming together there between Karaman and Osachi. Karaman's going to try and play it the whole way. Beckham Hatch's going to try and shepherd him out. Oh, jeez. That was a coming together there as Beckham Hatch kind of got a bit of a whack from Karaman from behind. And he's still on the deck here. Didn't see exactly what happened here. It looked like Beckham Hatch just kind of like tried to throw a hip check on him, and Karaman might have not have seen it and just kind of clattered into the back of his head. I don't think there was anything malicious in that. I think it was just a bit clumsy, if anything. 12 minutes in, still 1-0. Langara Falcons opening their account in 1 minute and 30 seconds with Enrique Claros smashing one in on the left foot high into Matthew Miller's near post. Ball thumped clear by Shimada. Enrique Claros will put up the chase. It's headed to the right touchline for Beaulieu. And now Justin Pena launches a great long diagonal. Zion Adlam takes no chances. He hoofs it into the supporter section with Milfries breathing down his neck. He wasn't about to try and get delicate there. He knew that a proper clearance was the order of the day. Matteo Falcone, who has yet to get on the ball. I don't think I've called his name once, it's rare for Falcone. For a man who can dictate play like that to be so anonymous so far in this opening 13 minutes. Alamu. Karaman. His cross gets cut down. Enrique Claros is making a great diagonal run at the moment. He's onside. Can they get it to him? It's just a bit too far ahead of Claros. It was a good idea, though, and Claros did well to keep himself onside. Beaulieu, now he tries a diagonal ball. That finds Matteo Falcone. He's got Nakanishi on him. He dishes it. Up the left channel, looking for Milfries, and Adlam's playing a bit of a dangerous game right now. It looked like he might try and shield that, but he thought better of it with two white shirts around him. He just plays it out into touch, and now the Falcons will try and defend. I think Ad Cowley put a bit of a scare into his teammates when he tried to dribble that ball out of his own net, and he almost got pinched for goal. Nobody really wants to be the guy caught in possession now. Milfries takes it, turns it, right-footed, clips it into the on-rushing Matteo Falcone, but it's headed clear by Kaku. Milfries. Oh, is he going to spank one from distance? No, he's going to lift in across. It was just in between Falcone and Karaman now, and Falcone's carving out a bit of a frustrated figure at the moment. Him and Milfries are having a bit of spirited banter, as they just seem to be crossing their wires with their passing at the moment. PACWEST Championship action here at Willoughby Field, the host venue. Women's final in the books, if you're just joining us. The VIU Women's Mariners beating the Capilano Women's Blues 1-0 in a spirited affair. Two balls on the park there. And the referee will blow the play dead and start it right back again from the halfway line. Claros does a good job to drop and win it. Holscher now tries to return serve to Claros, who had continued his run in that left channel, but Holscher left the ball a little bit light. It was a bit of a weak pass. Falcone now with a bit of time and space to pull the strings. He gets it to Pena, who rolls his man. Good ball in from Falcone to Pena, but the pass for Badger from Pena was just a bit too far ahead of, or I should say, beyond the forward. Falcone now tries to slip it through the legs of Shimada. Scrappy play at the moment. Neither side really kind of settling into possession. Overlapping run of Beckham Hatch. He's going to get one of his first touches of the match in an offensive third. Can Hatch get around Alamu? He can't. He drags him back from behind. That'll be a foul. As mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the last time these two teams met in a gold medal match was back in 2001. I think I was in grade 8 when that happened. Kapak thought about launching one in the air. Now he does. It's cut out by Nakanishi. It had some sting on it, so Nakanishi's had to try and catch it. Matteo Falcone brings him down, as you heard Mark Rizzardo bellowing at Beckham Hatch on the far side to pass the ball. Which is an interesting ask, because for me, Beckham Hatch is one of those players you like to see take on the opposition, but in this case, I think Mark Rizzardo is 100% right. He had options in and around him, but instead he wanted to take Alamu for a bit of a dribble, and it didn't end up paying off. But we've seen what Beckham Hatch can do on the dribble. He's a very key piece of this Langara Falcons attacking front 3 or 4. It's going to be a long barrel of a throw in here. No, it's actually going to be Shimada throwing it short, and now Adlam will have a chance to put in a cross. He's going to play it short, actually. Shimada is going to take on his man, Kyle, in for Nakanishi. Left-footed for Claros! Oh, it's punched wide. Beckham Hatch still has it alive in the area. Now he can dribble. Beckham Hatch wriggles around Alamu. Low, hard shot. Claros there. Shimada gets a touch. No penalty, says the referee. As it looked like Beaulieu might have just clipped his heel ever so slightly. Good little spell of play there from Beckham Hatch, Claros. Claros raises a high boot there. He's lucky he didn't make contact with Beaulieu, or that might have been a yellow card or possibly worse. And Karaman needs to watch himself because Beckham Hatch at the moment is winning that duel, and Karaman's gotten physical with him twice already. He's hit him in the back of the head and he's pushed him. So if I'm Beckham Hatch, I'm going up to that referee and saying, you know what, just keep a wee eye on this guy. We've seen Douglas, they can be prone to lash out. Milfries, for my money, probably should have been sent off in yesterday's matchup. He took a swipe at the face of Luca Del Sasso, and for whatever reason, the referee showed leniency and even gave Del Sasso a yellow card, which for me was a bit of a baffling decision. It ended up influencing the match as Milfries went on to score. So Langara will want to keep themselves out of the physical altercation column, but Douglas will have to keep their heads here because they've already shown if they can be frustrated, they might lash out here. So Robbie Tour might want to just have a wee word with his lads and just remind them that they do have the quality to go on and win this game. They just can't get too frustrated too quickly, despite being down 1-0. 19th minute, Beaulieu with a great aerial over the top for Milfries. He gets there. It's on a dime for Milfries. Well done. He's got Taliesin Kyle. Shimada's right there with him, though. Great play by Shimada, just a step in front of Kyle, but Kyle himself is up for the battle. Milfries has a chance to loop and across. He's going to go back to Shackleton on the deck for Pena. He's in the area now. Pena, this is promising. Pena cuts it back for Badger. He can't unleash a shot, can he, Badger? But Falcone will. It's a right-footed outside of the right boot shot, but it's charged down by, I think, Rodriguez Zagara. All hands on deck here at the moment for Langara. Taliesin Kyle, diving slide tackle from Nakanishi prevents that cross from getting in the area. Good defending there from the Falcons, who, despite starting this one brightly, have had patches where they have been under siege. Kapak, good switch of play to the right side for Alamu. Falcone, long diagonal ball for Milfries. He can't keep it in. Even if he was able to keep it in, he had a pacey Shimada right on top of him, and he didn't have a ton of real estate to move with. And it'll be Adcowley to kick out for the Falcons from their own end. And the Langara defense at the moment is sitting very deep. And Mark Rosardo was kind of just giving them instructions to pick the lineup ever so slightly. Falcone, long diagonal, trying to find Luciano Karaman. And that one just takes him too far out of play. Falcone, who's usually spot on with those long diagonals, he's just had a little bit too much weight on them early in this one. And that'll suit Langara just fine. They need to get out of their own end. At the moment, they're just sitting a bit deep, and they're welcoming the Douglas press. And Kaku there, playing with a bit of fire. And he's had to concede the corner. And Mark Rosardo now is... looks like he might take off the toque, and there might be steam shooting out of his ears because he does not look pleased with some of the, I don't want to call it casualness amongst the back, but they seem to be taking their time to play out, and Douglas aren't wasting any time to try and get in there and snatch the ball off of them. Here comes Justin Pena, right-footed outswinger, low and hard. Shackleton tried to backheel it into the area. It comes off the shins of Nakanishi, and now Langara are on the break. Good dribble there by Nakanishi, gets him around one. Now to Beckham Hatch. Can he take on Alamu? Late run by Holscher. Beckham Hatch holds up to his right foot. Cuts inside, does Hatch. It's good, patient defending there by Alamu, who just got inside, and now I was going to say this is exactly what Douglas want. They want to get Luciano Karaman one-on-one with Langara defenders, but that time the ball was just too far ahead of Karaman, and Kaku just beat him to it in the nick of time. Luciano Karaman. Osachi under pressure, lasers it into the supporter section on the far side. If you hear some shuffling and rippling in the background, that is our broadcast tent just kind of being pushed around by the wind here in Langley. It's not whipping as bad as it was in the women's matchup. But it certainly is in effect here. As that Cowley again, not the sturdiest of hands on that long cross. He drops a bit of a rebound. He's able to collect, though. Good punt out to the left side. It evades Beckham Hatch, though, and Alamu will keep his team in possession. Rodriguez Zagara takes turns. He gets his heels clipped. He tried to continue his run, but that little heel clip, I think, kind of helped him up, or held him up, I should say. Langara, after that opening spell, now they're just being forced to defend. They're second best in possession at the moment. They're not able to just keep the ball for extended periods of time. It's been mostly Douglas for the last 5 or 10. Luciano Karaman to Falcone. He gets it back, does Karaman. He's going to rake it across. He's going to go for a dribble. Nakanishi, though, takes it off of him, and Langara might have a chance to break here. Good play to Bashgare, but it caught him a bit off balance, and he just couldn't settle it down. It's been kind of the story of Langara's half the last couple of minutes or so. They've just really struggled to reel in passes and string things together. It's a good play by Nakanishi to keep that going as well. Long diagonal from Beaulieu. Ooh, that was dangerous. As had Karaman able to lay that off, it would have been a free run on net from Pena. But instead it will be a foul, as I believe Karaman just got clipped. Fantastic note from my esteemed colleague, Mateus, who helped me out on the color on the girls' match last time. Just noticing that they've switched Luciano Karaman's sides. He's now playing on this near left-hand side. Here comes Badger. It's going to be a right-footed shot at Cowley. Safe hands this time. Perhaps they saw his shakiness with the mitts on a couple of occasions early in this game, and Badger thought he'd have a rip and perhaps get some rebound action, but nobody was close enough, even if Ad Cowley was able to, or was unable to control that one. So good claim there by the number 22 in the sticks for Langara. On a dangerous bit of set piece / free kick service. Alamu plays the ball into the right channel. Nakanishi heads it. It goes right up in the air. Badger for Milfries, who started on this left here, but they swapped him, as mentioned, with Luciano Karaman. They're two pacey players. They also have Francois. See him on the bench available. Or no, perhaps I do, but a pacey number 11 for Douglas should they need him. Who featured in, I think, pretty much the full 90 of yesterday's matchup against Capilano. Tidy little ball in the middle of the park from Shackleton, finds Falcone. Karaman. Shimada with Karaman. Badger trying to open up for a shot. Still going Badger. He's forced wide by Giorgio Sacchi. Good play by the number 14 of Langara. Can Alamu get an across? He does, but it carried out before it came back in. It'll be a goal kick in the 27th minute. If you're just joining us, PACWEST men's provincial final. Langara taking on Douglas, the reigning champs. Langara opening the scoring in the 2nd minute through their number 9, Enrique Claros. Claros. It's too hard on the back of Alamu there. I understand the protest there from Claros. He didn't think he was that harsh. I didn't think so either, but he did just enough to stifle Alamu from behind, and that warrants a whistle. Milfreeze wants to take on Hatch. Milfreeze puts in a cross, almost a shot. It flies over the junction of the post and the crossbar and doesn't trouble Ad Cowley. Good job there by Beckham Hatch just to force Milfreeze into an ill-advised shot. 28th minute now, still 1-0. And yes, everyone in the broadcast booth nods and then gives a little bit of a sad face. It has started to rain here today at Willoughby Park. We thought we'd be free of some of the precipitation. Thankfully, we're under cover. The lads down there, though, they'll have to put up with a new element of Mother Nature in this game now. It's not pouring buckets by any stretch. You probably can't even see it on the camera, but it's just misting ever so slightly. Kyle. Taliesin Kyle. Still dribbling Kyle. Nakanishi just snatches in front of him now. Oh, he tried to play it into Adlam, but it came off Shimada. Nakanishi still staying with it, though. Bravo from Nakanishi, who is not taking no for an answer there. It'll be a throw in the way of Douglas. I think it did come off Nakanishi in the end, despite his protests. Taliesin Kyle tried to first-time ball into the penalty area. Great through ball there by Bujgari. He's looking to find Enrique Claros. If he can get past Bolio, he does. Claros still going in the area. Claros can lift over the keeper! Enrique Claros at the double! He does it again! Oh, what a battle to shrug off Beaulieu. He still had work to do from that angle. He lifts it over the prone Matthew Miller. And Enrique Claros has the Men in Black up 2-0. Oh, and I was saying that they hadn't had a real spell going forward since probably scoring that goal. And they've answered the bell there on the counterattack. Douglas looked to be in not firm control, firm possession, but they were definitely the team in the ascendancy. But Enrique Claros has put a halt to that. Great ball up the touchline as well. I think it was Adlam who released him. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a heck of a play. My goodness me. And will we see some substitutions here? I think we will. Robbie Tour looks like he's motioning to Corwin Sheck, who I'm very surprised didn't start this matchup. I thought he was fantastic yesterday against Capilano, and he's a tall, brawny lad who's a real handful to defend against. And if you can get him linking up with the Milfreezes and the Luciano Caramans with some layoff play, I think that could be the way home. But at the moment, Douglas are just a bit shell-shocked as Langara, every chance they've had so far, they've buried. Enrique Claros he's got his crosshairs calibrated today, and they are not missing. The Vancouver native, Enrique Claros. Oh, and this is dangerous. Caraman's on the trot. He's in the penalty box. He has to beat Adlam, though, and he's also got Shimada right next to him. Oh, big toe by Adlam there as he just stuck out the leg. Oh, and then he gets a firm piece of Caraman, which probably wasn't necessary. He probably could have just shepherded him over to the touchline, but he tried to poke it away, and he got a very good piece of Caraman. And now Langara will be forced to defend as a bit of gray and gloom sets over the sky here in Willoughby Field in Langley. Falcone, of course, will size this one up. It's usually either Falcone or Pena from free kick service, even though we did see Joel Badger try to rip one in earlier in this half. Falcone's the man home, though. He's the maestro. If anyone could pull the strings, it's the diminutive number 7. Here he comes. It's into the 6-yard box, takes a deflection down. Falcone trying to get the ball out of his feet and put another cross. He's hounded by Shimada and Giorgio Sacchi. Good left-footed cross, though. Almost met by, I think it was Shackleton. And Nakanishi just had to put it off into touch. I don't think he knew how close Shackleton was, but it's the right play by Nakanishi in the 32nd minute. Langara, after going up 2-0, will want to hold that lead going into the locker room. Falcone. Oh, it comes off the foot of Nakanishi. Now back for Badger. He plays it to Falcone. First time ball into the box, top of the area. Played clear by Giorgio Sacchi. Was almost reeled in by Tallis and Kyle, but Osachi got to it first. And now Karaman, who's been dragged out to that far right side beside Milfries. Douglas have the chance to reset their position and have another crack going forward. PACWEST action heating up here. Provincial style finals. Langara taking on Douglas in the men's final. The women's in the book. VIU beating Capilano earlier today, 1-0. And they've shuffled the pieces again, it appears. No, it looks like Karaman's coming back to this touch line. Ball over the top with Enrique Claros sniffing in and around the area. Big boot forward by Adlam. Ooh, I'm going to disagree with that call from the referee. Bajgari clearly got clipped and as a result couldn't track down that ball. If it was an advantage, it was probably one of the weaker advantages I've ever seen played, and it almost amounts to a real chance for Douglas. So if I'm Bajgari, I might not send that referee a box of chocolates on Christmas. I might save my money. Buy it for Mark Rizzardo or something. Shackleton off, and I think this could change the matchup here. Korenchek. Big, tall, lanky number 19. Not afraid of a wee battle. He can keep a defender at arm's length, and he has some great layoff play, and he has a fantastic set of feet on him as well. So I think this is danger for Langara. Bajgari now. Can he get the through ball through? He takes his time. He gets the touch right for Beckham Hatch. He's going to take on Alamu, is he? No, Beckham's going to rake in across. Ooh, not dealt with cleanly by Beaulieu. It flies right up in the air for Holscher. He gets it. He looks like he wants to get it to Shamada. Good play there by Bajgari to keep the play alive. Adlam fronts his man. Good play by Enrique Claros, who rolls Pena. Well, the skills on display here today from Langara. And, yep, that'll be a goal kick. It looked like Claros might have just kept it in, but good shoulder charge there by Tallis and Kyle, who I think he is not going to be wanting to give Enrique Claros any space to breathe moving forward. I think all of Douglas would agree with that. He's been pretty mint so far. And here really comes the rain now. I think I'm hearing it pound on our tent above. Yeah, they're fat raindrops too. Real raindrops, real Vancouver raindrops. And that's what these lads get to put up with for the next 60 minutes or so, as the lively benchmates on the dugout all of a sudden are now rushing for cover. It's amazing what a little rain will do for some raw emotion. It'll put a damper on it right quick. Adlam. 5 minutes to go here in the half. Mark Rizzardo bellowing at Owen Holscher. He needs to do better of holding up the ball, and to be fair, it was Holscher who teed up Enrique Claros in the opening goal, but he's been fairly anonymous so far in this first half. Kaku side foots it away, but he only gets it as far as Badger! Ooh, slide tackle from Nakanishi, and he had to be perfect with that one. If not, he was conceding a penalty, so kudos to the number 6 in black. He got it just right. Tallis and Kyle on the dribble. Luciano Karaman, Rodriguez Zagara. Claros on the dribble. Holds off Karaman, still going Claros. That's a little late argy-bargy on Claros, who's getting a few whacks now. And Douglas, they won't be trying to be anybody's best friend at the moment. They're trying to get 2 goals and get back into this one, so I'm sure they're not concerned about Enrique Claros' feelings after some of these tackles, but the referee is certainly letting them play out there today, that's for sure. Much like yesterday's game, which the Douglas Capilano game, I think it was pretty much prison rules. Nothing was getting called yesterday. Floated diagonal ball over the top. Can Claros get there? He's going to have to bust along. He actually is going to get there. My goodness me. Still going Claros. Can he tee up Bajgare? He can! Bajgare! Is he dragged back from behind? He is, but I think he wasn't getting to that ball for a meaningful contribution anyways. Looked like the defender, Beaulieu, had him buttoned up, but good play there by Claros, who seems to be on his best behavior today. Rodriguez Zagara, great diagonal. Is it a little bit too far ahead of the Shimada? No, right on the dime. Shimada goes for a dribble. He gets wiped out. But Karaman just got the faintest little bit of him. The referee says play on, and now Sheck wipes out Giorgio Sacchi, beg your pardon. It's Takaru Kaku, and it'll be a foul against the tall forward from Douglas. I can't say I agree with that one either. I'm being so hard on the referees today. I thought that was just a coming together 50-50 tackle, and they kind of just fell on each other, but I guess Taku maybe was just slightly ahead of Sheck in that instance, and the referee blows it back, and the player of the year, number 18 for Langara, will have a chance to play out from the back, or would it be at Cali? Now the rain is really coming down here at Willoughby Field. Substitutes warming up for Douglas. And I use the term warming up lightly because I can imagine they're freezing. Nakanishi, right-footed blast, right at the keeper. Palm clear. Claros is the closest. Offside flag goes up on Claros, though. Nakanishi, we know he can sting them in from distance, and he spanked that one on the right foot. A good palm away there by Matthew Miller. Yeah, it's really coming down here in buckets now. The cameramen up in the broadcast booth scrambling to save their cameras. It's chaos everywhere as Corwin Sheck. Adlem wins another slide tackle against Luciano Karaman. It's going to be a long throw-in from Sheck. 5 white shirts in the box with Tallis and Kyle hanging around the top of the area in case any pieces float out, which they do. Dealt with cleverly, though, by Shimada. Unfortunately, Beckham Hatch has stood on the ball. Now this could be danger. Milfreeze cuts it back, takes a double deflection. My goodness, off Osachi and then off Kaku before it even got to it, Cali. That was a nervy moment there. And Beckham Hatch will certainly be wanting to tidy that up moving forward. He won't be wanting to get dispossessed in that type of area. And yes, it was an unfortunate step on the ball, but he'll be extra careful moving forward. Outswinging cross, floated in, and it's a header meant by Beaulieu, who's a real danger inside the penalty box. All he can do is loop his effort over at Cowley's net. That was a real good chance for Douglas, perhaps their best of the game. 5 minutes to go here, and yeah, the heavens have opened up. Like, this is a proper rain game. Jeez, I'm going to move back here. To all of those who wish they could make it in attendance, be happy that you have a nice, cozy place to watch the stream. Let me tell you, be happy that we're providing this service, because this is like a Jumanji-style monsoon. It is coming down in buckets. Yellow card there for Bajgare as the two number 8s came together. He put in a high tackle on Beaulieu, and that'll be the first booking of the day. The number 8, Bajgare, for the Langara Falcons. He'll have to mind his P's and Q's for the remaining 50 minutes plus of this one. Some of the fans on the far side going to seek shelter. Some of the brave ones sticking it out with their umbrellas and their raincoats. Shimada heads it forward for Claros. He tried to side foot it to, I think that's Osachi, who's way up the park. I beg your pardon. It's actually Owen Holscher. Oh, if you hear me break into a giggle mid-broadcast here, it's just because water and pools of things are flying everywhere at the moment. It's a real mess up here. Foul on Langara. Somebody's car alarm is going off again. Mine went off yesterday. I'm really hoping that's not me again because that was a bit of a scramble as well. Joel Badger sizing up for another free kick. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. 6 white shirts in the box, in the mix as well, with Matteo Falcone hanging around for the pieces. Header down into the turf from Sheck. It was actually the right idea from Sheck. He was just too far out. And when it hit the turf, yeah, it took a little bit of a skip with the water, but it was right into the waiting clutches of Adriel Alcalde. Header won by Taliesin Kyle, only as far as Rodriguez Zagara. He knocks it down for Bajgare. Returns for Rodriguez Zagara. Can he pick out the switch and play? He does. Beckham Hatch is there. Plenty of time, and he drags Alamu over to the right touchline, left touchline. Plays the ball into the area. Knotted down. Rodriguez Zagara there. Not cleared, effectively anyways, by Douglas. And Bajgare and Shimada try and work a 1-2. It would have been a tough ask to see Shimada reel that one in. It stays 2-0 in the 44th minute now, ticking over the next couple of seconds. If you're just joining us, Enrique Claros with both goals for the Langara Falcons. One in the second minute, and one probably about just less than 10 minutes ago. Sheck helps the header on. Unfortunately, just put a bit too much side spin on it and carries off into Robbie Tour and Farvar Tarabi. Ooh, ball over the top. Almost got over Beaulieu's head. Great header there by Rodriguez Zagara, who he hasn't had a ton of touches in this half, Rodriguez Zagara. But the ones he's had in the offensive zone has been tidy, and they've kept the team in possession. He's advanced the play. I still think Rodriguez Zagara can give a bit more, though. We know what he's capable of, and he can be a real match decider when he wants to be. Oh, now the towels are out here in the broadcast booth. It's all hands on deck. Whoa! Somebody have an air horn now? I like it. I was wondering if somebody would bring up the air horn today. Into the 45th minute now. You can see Adlam wiping the ball off, and oh my goodness me, is it pouring right now. Bajgare by the right corner flag for Shimada. He thought about playing it across. He's going to skip and scamper on his left. Sprays it centrally for Rodriguez Zagara. For Nakanishi, can he switch the play? Adlam is thinking about putting it across. He does now. He's going to try and lift it over for Enrique Claros to control it. Looked like it hit Claros' hand. The referee says play on. Yikes. Looked like Claros brought it down with his arm there, and if this ends up in the back of the net, I think I'd side with Douglas on a protest. Milfries wins the header down for Sheck. This looks promising from Douglas if they can suss out their numbers. Pena. Yeah, Beckham Hatch does well to front Matteo Falcone into the path of Bajgare. Now he's got the overlapping run of Giorgio Sacchi, who needs to watch himself. He has Milfries behind him. Last thing he wants to do is get caught out of position. Beaulieu, hounded by Beckham Hatch at that left corner flag. He thumps it off into touch. It'll be a deep throw in the way of, maybe not so deep, but at least halfway up the half for Langara. Just looking at some of the staff and the statisticians down at field level, and yeah, there's a lot of sogginess down there. Beckham Hatch wins a free kick by that left corner flag. Beaulieu can't believe his luck on that one. Faintest of touches, but just impeded Beckham Hatch. This might be the last play of the half, and how big would a 3-0 goal be from Langara? Beckham Hatch, right-footed in-swinger. He whips it in. He's going for goal. It's punched away by Matthew Miller. Good play there by Beckham Hatch, and well read by the goalkeeper, Matthew Miller. The Langara Falcons started it just the way they wanted to. Enrique Claros opens the scoring in the second minute. He added another one. 2-0. Douglas have had a few half chances, but have never really looked fully in control. They haven't been able to unleash the likes of Milfreeze and Luciano Karaman just yet. Langara have kept them fairly buttoned up. The PACWEST Provincial Final halftime will be back in 15 minutes for the remainder of the 45. Second 45, I should say anyways. The women's result already in the books. The VIU Mariners ladies taking care of the Capilano Blues ladies. 1-0 the final there. And we'll come back and find out if the Langara Falcons can turn over Douglas, and we may have a new PACWEST provincial champion. Second half coming up in just under 15 minutes time.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it did. And this happened yesterday. It like poured buckets for like 50 minutes and then stopped and became sunny, and then poured buckets again like a half hour later. So who knows what could happen? Yeah, I would too. Yeah, I wonder about this stadium. Hey, like, I know even for paying customers, if it's pissing like this, like, how many people are gonna sit around and watch anything, right? But still, Vancouver. Yeah, exactly. Look at that, this is like Alex. Oh, man. That's true. Do they have a grass field? okay to start. And then he came back, I think, after the first game, and he was kind of sitting there not looking so well. I don't know. I don't have the off switch, man. I don't know. Yeah. Ha! It is. It's like light. It's just that's how you just get. Great album, that Manifesto. These his goodies? Maybe I was gonna say maybe he got the wrong one. Snow White. Hey, do you want to have the sandbag over there? I like how he takes on everybody.
Yeah.
He's supposed to run at people.
He's like really smart, and I thought he was like
strong.
He's strong.
He's strong. He like can take it, turn and like
Yeah.
keep guys
No,
away.
and he don't stop. Like he
Yeah.
just go all the time. The other guy like that I like to you, the 23. He's really good, but
He's slow. He's slow. Like
today I don't know what's happening. He's not trying to go to attack. He's really good.
I like Rodriguez Negro just because I think he's like a proper like box to box midfielder.
Yeah.
But he's not like an attacker. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
But sometimes he tries to be this.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes he does. Yeah.
Yeah, like the other girl, like the.
Back here at Willoughby Field, PACWEST Provincial Championship, the men's edition. The women's encounter took place earlier today at noon. VIU Mariners taking down Capilano University Blues 1-0 to take the trophy back home to Nanaimo. At the moment, Langara appear to be in the driver's seat, but Douglas aren't out of this by a long shot, as they certainly had plenty of chances in that first half, just couldn't find the back of the net. On the flip side of things, Langara only really had 2 gilt-edged chances. They both fell to Enrique Claros, 2 shots, 2 goals for the number 9 in black, silver, and orange. Langara, of course, wearing their all black, silver, orange lettering, white trim. They're playing from right to left on your stream today. The Douglas Royals in their familiar white tops with royal green shorts and royal green piping and trimming, white socks as well. Luciano Caramen gets fronted there by Zion Adlam, who then releases Enrique Claros again on another through ball. They've been linking up all match long. And Adlam, if you're a Langara fan, you're absolutely pleased as punch with his contributions today, as he's been doing it at both ends, and he's managed to keep the likes of Luciano Caramen, Corwin Sheck, and LJ Milfreys at bay. Giorgio Sacchi, Kaku has been immense as well. Nakanishi, one substitution. Make that a couple substitutions at the half. Douglas have brought on number 3, Elijah Quinto. And Langara have also brought on the pacey number 15, Kobe Monty, who is a real handful if you're on fresh legs. But if you're tired and in some torrential weather like Douglas happened to be at the moment, I can imagine playing against a player like Kobe Monte is going to be an absolute nightmare. And he's already won the ball back, and a throw-in for his club after dispossessing Taliesin Kyle. Ball into the area. It flies the width of the penalty box for Beckham Hatch. He's going to try and bring it back in. He does now. He has to beat Quinto. He gets to the outside of Quinto, shrugs him off, tried to play it across the 6-yard box for Enrique Claros. And now Douglas have a chance to break forward. Milfreeze is on the trot. And Joel Badger just slipped on the wet turf, and that might be a familiar story for both clubs here. And of course, there's no real way to wear longer studs on turf. You just have to hope your blades will hold up. And that can be frustrating at times on this slick turf. Matteo Falcone, uncharacteristic misplayed ball there. It meets Beckham Hatch, who himself can't make much of the misplay there by Falcone. And Luciano Caraman will now have a chance to get forward. Kobe Monty just pokes it off his toe. Langara entering this matchup as the number 1 seed. They did get the bye. Douglas needed to go through Capilano University yesterday, and they did so quite tidily, I might add. It was a 3-0 final, but Douglas have been stifled here by a very good Langara squad today. The last time these two teams met in a gold medal game anyways was back in 2001 with Langara taking down Douglas 2-0. The last time they met in postseason play period was in 2018. It was the semifinals with Langara needing penalty kicks to dispatch Douglas after a 1-1 regulation draw. Rodriguez Zagara, he's dragged back from behind. Free kick the way of the Falcons inside their own half. And it's taken quickly by Adlam. Good play by Rodriguez Zagara there. Falcone again misplays another pass. It has just not been his day at the office today, Falcone, and I was singing his praises all day yesterday. I don't think he misplaced a single pass, and of course he's a PACWEST All-Star this season, so we know the caliber of player he is. I'm sure he's wanting to contribute just a little bit more for the Douglas Royals here as Shimada was clipping at the heels of Filip Kapek there. It'll be a free kick for the men in white. And it was pouring down rain to end that first half, and it pounded down all through the halftime break. But the second the teams came out of the locker room, the rain is held up. So it is slick down there. Let's not fib. It is certainly wet down there, but it's not at least coming down from the heavens anymore. Falcone comes away with the ball after dispossessing Rodriguez Zagara. Falcone has Shackleton. I beg your pardon, it's actually Taliesin Kyle who evades Kobe Monte. Luciano Caraman has it now. Well defended, though. He was hounded by Adlam and Shimada. Eventually, it's Nakanishi who picks up the late piece, is kind of working as a sweeper from midfield. Has to be said, a big shout out to the crew at Langara for putting everything together here at Willoughby Field. From the tents, the stats, the setup, all the way to the catering and everything in between. The broadcast as well. Crew of hundreds here to make these PACWEST finals happen, so a massive kudos to everybody involved. And so far it's gone off without a hitch. Nakanishi plays forward for Kobe Monty to chase, but even the speedy Monty would have been hard-pressed to get to that one. Good idea by Nakanishi, just a little bit too much roll on that one. And Douglas get the ball back. 40 minutes to go here in this second half. Mark Rizzardo not wanting his club to take their foot off the gas pedal. He wants to be a bit better. Good layoff there by Bajgari. He's going to try and find Claros. Monty's there as well. Bajgari puts the laces through it, though, and launches it off into the grassy knoll right by the canopy tucked up against the Langley Event Center. It was some kind of venom he smashed it with, but unfortunately the accuracy let him down. It soared over Matthew Miller's net in the Douglas goal. And no harm done there if you're a Royal supporter. As we did with the women's final, we'll get you our tournament MVP, our best forward, our best goalkeeper, our best midfielder, and our best defender. That'll come at the full-time whistle, whether in regulation or in extra time. Also, the men's soccer all-stars handed out before this one for Langara: Kaku, Nakanishi, Shimada. Kaku also getting Player of the Year, Douglas College, Matteo Falcone, Justin Pena, and Luciano Caraman. Long throw from Giorgio Sadci. Hit by Rodriguez Zagara on the volley. He kind of scraped at that one, and it screwed off the outside of his right boot and carried away from Matthew Miller's left post. Sheck helps the header on. Kaku returns it. Falcone just pokes it past Shimada. Good play there by Falcone. And now a ball forward for Caraman to chase. He's on the trot. He's against Adlam. I think that's a dash harsh. I think the referees bought that one because Adlam looked to be right with him, and he... Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, that's not a yellow card. I think I can comfortably say that, let alone a foul. He was running right beside him. Unfortunately for Adlam, he's just a bit taller and a bit stronger than Caraman. He shrugged him off. Caraman goes for a swallow dive. The referee takes the bait. It's a yellow card. And a real chance here for Douglas, and Adlam hasn't put a foot wrong all day, so I feel for the lad there. That's not a yellow card. That's not a yellow card. It was the first real time Caraman got some space to run into, too. You see how fast and how dangerous he was, but Adlam stayed with him all the way, so you can sense the frustration that he's adjudged to have fouled the player when he probably defended it about as best as he could. Caraman now tries to loop it back into the area. Bajgari plays it off Caraman. Adlam takes no chances, and he thumps it clear. Unfortunately for Mark Rizzardo and the rest of the Falcons now, they have one of their central defenders, along with Bajgari, on a yellow card, and if somebody presses that issue and Adlam isn't able to stay out of the pocketbook for that second yellow, that could put Langara in a real tough spot. Rodriguez Zagara thumps over Caraman. And I think the referee is just trying out a new whistle here or something, because that was just a coming together between two players. A bit robust from Rodriguez Zagara, let's be honest here. But it's a dangerous free kick in a dangerous area once again. Service from Badger, hit low. It amazingly somehow made it still into the penalty box, but didn't really trouble any of the Langara defenders. Beckham Hatch is going to try and keep this one in. It looked like it just came out, and it did. Beckham Hatch did ever so well to try and keep that attack alive. And the Langara Falcons just have to keep their heads at the moment. The referee hasn't given them the calls they've wanted, and they've been showing a bit of frustration so far in this second half, but they have to remind themselves that they are still 2-0 up with 35 minutes to go and plenty of work to do here. And they can't let unfortunate calls get them riled up. Bajgari second best on that tackle. Beaulieu wins it cleanly. Adlam slips. Caraman wins the header down, but oh my goodness, Ad Cowley is a little bit too cavalier there. He took it down on his hip and then decided to do some jazz hands before letting Sheck try and pounce on that ball. So that was risky business to say the least. Enrique Claros offside there, so he doesn't challenge for the ball over the top. And now Nakanishi's trying to inject some energy into his side and just try and work the Falcons up the park. Zagara now has the ball. Rodriguez Zagara. He gets clipped from behind, stays on his feet, takes two, and that will be a foul. Got stepped on twice, Rodriguez Zagara, for his troubles. And he's going to take his time down on the deck. He got a couple whacks from behind. And he's down in some discomfort. It looks like he's clutching his left shoulder. And the referee's just having a wee check of him right now. No Langara players up off the bench trying or about to get warm to replace Rodriguez Zagara, so it looks like the number 23 will be good to go, and we know he's been in the trenches before. This isn't his first rodeo. Kaku hits the ball on a laser. Shimada helps it on. Monty's there. Can he keep it in? He can't. It was just too far ahead of the number 15 for Langara. Substitution upcoming for Douglas. They're going to bring on Sepa Irvani, who scored the third goal yesterday against Capilano on the break. And we'll see if he can turn his club's fortunes. Douglas have probably been the better of the two squads here in this second half, but it hasn't amounted to any real chances just yet. Falcone on the dribble now. He's going to try and get it into the path of Sheck, but he has to take on Nakanishi, who just rolls his man. Good play by Nakanishi. Very calm defending there. Beckham Hatch under a bit of pressure. Nakanishi relieves that pressure by just helping it into the midfield. It's nodded forward by Bajgare, and here comes the substitution as Irvani will come on and Milfries will come off, and it's been a night and day for Milfries as he was all over the park in a good way yesterday against Capilano, but he has not gotten a sniff all game today after kind of running the show yesterday with Luciano Caraman and Matteo Falcone. Even Falcone's been quiet by his standards, it has to be said. Ball into the middle of the park. Head tennis between Shimada and Bajgare. Just gets away from them. Douglas got the ball back. Sheck just can't split the wickets and get the ball to the substitute, Irvani. Philippe Capek, a good nod down, but unfortunately for him, it's right to Shimada. Shimada plays it to the left for Bajgari. The ball carries him out of the penalty box. Bajgari puts on the brakes, waits for recruitments. And he's got Beckham Hatch at the double. Beckham puts in a ball to the back post. Kobe Monte lets it fly over. He thought about challenging for it, but instead he'll be forced to chase it. It does go out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Douglas. 60 minutes to go here. I beg your pardon, 60 minutes in the books, 30 minutes to go. Adlam up the park for Shimada. Ooh, good roulette there by Nakanishi, and then he gets tripped up from behind. A bit of a cynical foul there from Sheck. But Langara won't mind. That takes a bit of time off the clock, and they'll take their sweet time to get this one rolling forward. Adlam and Adkauli. Long vertical ball from Adkauli. Shimada's going to try and wriggle his way past Beaulieu to get in front of it. Just too far ahead of Shimada, though. Badger dispossessed by Beckham Hatch. Quinto spreads it the width of the park for number 13, Taliston Kyle. Ball comes off a Douglas head, almost fell favorably for Kobe Monty, and now Quinto's under a bit of pressure from Shimada. Good aerial interception by Takaru Kaku. He does that ever so well. Not a lot gets past the head of number 18 in the center of the Langara defense. Beckham Hatch. He's going to take on one player, two player. Matteo Falcone comes in to try and help out. Badger. Hounded by black shirts. And Badger just asking for a bit of help from his teammates. Kobe Monty has a lash now from distance. Not terribly far off, but I don't think it was ever going to trouble the keeper, Matthew Miller, who himself wasn't taking any chances. He was scrambling to see if he could put a touch on it. Still 2-0 if you're just joining us in this PACWEST Provincial Championship. The men in action. Langara getting their 2 goals from their talismanic number 9, Enrique Claros. The first one coming after 1 minute and 30 seconds of play. The opening encounter was VIU women taking on Capilano women. They just managed to get a victory, 1-0. They take the trophy back home to Nanaimo with them. This one's an all-mainland affair with Langara taking on Douglas on the men's side. Adlam chases down Luciano Caraman. Ooh, that was a delicate moment there, and Nakanishi got it just right. It looked like that ball was played in such a way where Sheck might almost be able to get to the other side of Nakanishi. Langara stepping their lineup just ever so slightly there as Matthew Miller dwelt on the ball. Joel Badger, clip from behind. The linesman was right there, says foul. Takaru Kako has a bit of a wry smile on his face. It was the faintest of touches, and there's been a few of those today where the referee has had a decision to make, and more often than not, he's blown the whistle. It looked like he was going to let them play in the first half. He didn't call anything, and then in the second half, he's calling just about everything, so both squads will want to be on their best behavior. Philippe Capek, left-footed. It's a 2-man wall. He lifts it over the wall. This is a dangerous ball off the crossbar! Oh, my goodness. It was either Falcone or Quinto who reached that one first. It was a bullet header. It was Quinto who did reach it first, and he thumps his header off the crossbar, and that's a little bit of a warning signal for Langara that they cannot take their foot off the gas pedal with 25 minutes to go. This Douglas team is hungry. And you feel if they get one goal, it's game on again. Substitution now for Douglas. Taliesin Kyle out, and they bring on the pacey Keishan Francois, who usually wears number 11, but today he's wearing number 12. Falcone into the path of Sheck. He tees up the substitute. They're still just trying to create space there. Oh my goodness, that was close. Joel Badger was a foot length away from getting goal side of Adlam and perhaps having a shot there. Langara are playing a bit of a dangerous game at the moment now. They feel that if they don't get that third goal, it might be a nervy finish regardless of the 2-0 cushion, because they're they're not welcoming the attack by Douglas, but they're not doing themselves any favor with the way they're keeping the ball at the moment, Langara. They need to do a bit better in possession. And the rain has now officially stopped. Once again, I'll knock on some wood because it's kind of been the story of the weekend where it'll come down in a patch for 15 minutes in buckets, but hold up and then get right back going again. So the last thing we want to do is say the rain has fully stopped, because we both know that's not the case. 67th minute, 23 to go here for Douglas to try and get anything and try and bring themselves on level terms. Langara, I don't want to say content to defend, but at the moment that's what's happening. Falcone, oh, this is dangerous. Falcone, left-footed cross, comes off the midsection of Rodriguez Zagara. He was trying to size up a aerial ball to the back post where I think Karaman was making a run. Irvani. Francois plays across into the area. It's a left footer, easily dealt with by Adcowley. The closest to it was Karaman, and he would have had to make a heck of a run across the width of the park. And now Karaman and Francois just having a bit of a discussion there as Adcowley laces one up the park. And at the moment, Langara just cannot get the ball back. Thankfully, Kobe Monty, if you're a Falcon supporter, won it back, but he kind of rushed his pass to Bajgare. Tumbles over Falcone, and it'll be a foul on the halfway line. People don't like the pushing. Nakanishi got a bit of a two-hander there for standing in front of Matteo Falcone to take that free kick, and he got a push on the back for his troubles, and some of the Falcons fans in the section there weren't having it. Francois draws a foul in the middle of the park. I can't say I saw what happened there, but nonetheless, the referee judged that coming together to have been an infraction on Langara, and this is a dangerous set piece they'll have to defend. Justin Pena was going to whip it in. There's, my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white shirts in the mix. Right into the heart of the area. Cowley comes, punches. I think he got the back of Nakanishi's head. But the ball gets cleared anyways. Falcone now is going to loop in another cross. This one to Sheck. It's a header. It flies over his head and out the far end of the area. Played back in by Quinto. This ball will just not settle. Right-footed shot by Badger. Charged down by Kaku. Bajgare almost wipes out Kapek. 20 minutes to go here. And at the moment, Langara... Oof. That was a close one. That was a really close one. I thought Karaman was going to sneak by Monty there and have a real crack. Substitution upcoming for Douglas. It looks like Alamu is going to come back into this one. Could also be John Carlos Rodriguez. No, it's the number 16, Avi Alamu. We'll see who he takes off, because Douglas have kind of found a bit of rhythm for themselves. It's actually Luciano Karaman. Wow, that's a big substitution. He's been kept very quiet by Adlam today, but I felt he was just starting to come to life in this second half. And they've pulled him off for Avi Alamu. We'll see what that does for their fortunes, the Royals. Of course, they pulled off Milfreeze as well, so two of their more pacey, creative players have had to vacate this one. Perhaps Robbie Tour wants a bit more grit, because I can't imagine you could gain any more pace by subbing Karaman off. He's a real speed demon, the number 9 for Douglas. So they might lose a little bit of pace, but maybe gain a little bit more composure and final touch. Kobe Monty. Is he going to get a yellow card here? He is. He put in a tackle on the goalie, perhaps just clipped the toe ever so slightly at the very end. He gets a yellow card for it. That cheeky Kobe Monty. He's such a rascal. Matthew Miller seems to be okay, just probably a little bit of a late clip there. And I don't mean to laugh, but Matthew Miller had the clearance there and kind of shrieked and jumped up and down afterwards, so maybe he's not as good as originally thought. Ball gets across the area, falls forward, Beckham Hatch, and he can't put it away. What a save there by Miller. who, after getting stepped on by Monte, looked like he was smarting after taking that goal kick, but makes himself huge. That should be 3-0, and that should be lights out, but Matthew Miller in some kind of distress. Of course, I wasn't trying to make light of the injury. It was just the way in which he was jumping up and down originally was a dash comical, but it's good to see the lads okay and making big stops after getting clattered there by Kobe Monte. Fantastic performance so far by Matthew Miller. He's kept his team in it, that's for sure. Left-footed cross into the 6-yard box. Adlam's the closest. Matthew Miller punches it away only as far as Matteo Falcone, who still had work to do to get out of his own box. Good play there by the number 7 all-star for Douglas. Nakanishi has done so well with his body position today, and my goodness, if that's not a red card, I don't know what is. If that's not a red card, I don't know what is, and rightfully so, that's a red card. That is a clear red card. That's about as clear a red card as you're going to see. It's Francois who flew in there, and he got nothing but ankles, and I think it's Nakanishi who had put the body on him earlier. I had mentioned that he kind of rolled him a bit, and he's got nothing but ankle. Is it Nakanishi? No, I beg your pardon. Nakanishi's on his feet. It's Beckham Hatch who's down, who's in comfortable possession. It's a tackle from behind. He gets nothing but ankle. Mark Rizzardo immediately has a mouthful for Robbie Tour on the Douglas Royals bench, who some reason is putting up an argument. I don't see how you can argue how that's not a red card. That's about as clear a red card as you're going to see all day, any day. And now the Douglas Royals have a real uphill climb, down 2-0 and down a man. The substitute, Francois. And we said that about Douglas earlier in this game. They can let it get to their heads sometimes when they're not getting the run of the green. They get a bit overly physical sometimes. And my goodness, he got everything but the kitchen sink on Beckham Hatch. And if he is able to walk off the park here, Beckham Hatch, a round of applause for that lad, because I think I'd be shattered after that tackle. My goodness, what a tackle. Oh, there's people in prison for less than that. Good God. And already they have a substitute stripped down to Langara. It's Felipe Silva. Oh, yeah, and Beckham Hatch looks like that might be an ice pack and right to the physio table. Douglas were still in that match. I don't think Francois needed to make that tackle. He got a bit frustrated there, and he lashed out, and it's cost his team big time because they were right in that mix, man. They were right in that mix. Miller had just finished stopping Beckham Hatch on the potential third goal, and it kept them in the mix. But now they're right behind the 8 ball, and that will add some added time, at least 2 or 3 minutes. Good to see Beckham Hatch carrying on his own power because, oh my goodness, that was a ruthless challenge. And I'd be saying the same if it was a Langara player who dealt it to the Douglas player. That was a bit of naughty business there for sure. You know what? That's good to see, though. Francois going down, making his way to Beckham Hatch and giving him an apology and a hug. He knows that wasn't the tackle to be made there. And competition is competition, but the last thing you want to do is hurt another guy, and that was about as close as you're going to get. And I'll be surprised if Beckham Hatch doesn't have a bit of a swollen ankle after that one. So good sportsmanship by Keishan Francois to apologize, and Justin Pena almost clattered a man himself. So Douglas Royals at the moment, they're going for broke. Langara got to keep up the battle, but at the same time, I can't imagine they want to get waxed here like what happened to Beckham Hatch moments ago. So nasty challenge if you're just joining us. Enrique Claros, both goals for Langara, and Douglas were probably the better of the two squads here in this second half as far as run of play. But a nasty challenge from Keishan Francois on Beckham Hatch has given him his packing orders, and he's off for an early shower. 2-0 and a man down. Douglas, the reigning champs, will need to produce something quite spectacular in the next 15 minutes if they're going to see this into extra time. Ball over the top. Oh my, that was a serious crossing of wires. Quinto was waiting for the ball while Alamu was chasing the ball, and neither one really knew what to do with it. And to make matters worse, Felipe Silva, the number 10 in Langara, was right in between them, kind of causing confusion, and they were busy watching what he was doing and not watching what the ball was doing, and they've conceded a throw-in now. Rodriguez Zagara clips it to the right touchline for Monte. He takes a healthy shouldering from Joel Badger. It's a good spirited duel there. It'll be a corner kick. It looked like it came off Kobe Monte for me, but it'll be a goal kick nonetheless for Langara. Doesn't look like any imminent substitutions upcoming here. And Mark Rizzardo just wary of the counterattack from Douglas. They've left 3 players forward. They got 3 defenders back to Langara, but they've also dropped David Rodriguez Zagara just in case. As I'm sure the last thing they want to do is let Douglas make this interesting. We've got 12 minutes plus stoppage to go here. If Douglas were to manage to wriggle away a goal here, it's game right back on. So Langara can't stop now. But I can't imagine that the Douglas Royals are feeling overly optimistic about their chances after the way this game has gone. Falcone. Overlapping run of Quinto. He gets it to him. Well-weighted ball there by Falcone. Enrique Claros will drop. Sheck keeps himself onside. He's going to receive this ball. This looks like a promising play for Douglas, who are not giving up. Good job. The Royals sticking around here. They're keeping it interesting. It'd be very easy to go meekly off into the night, but they're going to have their say here, the Douglas Royals. They're not the reigning champs for nothing. Quality side, the Douglas Royals. They just haven't had the rub of the green today, and if you wonder... And yes, they did handily dispatch of Capilano yesterday, but did that just take enough sting and enough mustard out of their legs heading into this final? Because they've just looked a bit off the pace from yesterday. Ball into the area, knocked down, and it's in the back of the net. It looks like Philip Capek got it. And now there's a bit of a dogfight in the net to get the ball back. I think it was Beaulieu who got it. It's Beaulieu or Capek who got it. And as I mentioned, with 10 minutes to go, all of a sudden, it's game on now. Douglas have a never-say-die attitude. Down to 10 men. They've clawed one back. It was either Beaulieu or Capek who got it. I'm not entirely sure. It was a mad scramble in the penalty box after a poorly cleared corner kick. Now the momentum has swung ever so slightly, as it was all Langara after that red card to Francois.
Douglas College Royals goal scored by number 19, Corwin Triet.
Oh, I beg your pardon. It was actually the tall forward number 19, Sheck, who poked it in amongst all the havoc. Since coming on, Sheck has looked very good. Now look at this. All of a sudden, Douglas are the team in the ascendancy, and Langara look like they're scrambling back to defend. The 2 number 14s, Ervani and Osachi. Falcone. Osachi. Kaku heads it clear. Enrique Claros. Not wasting any time there. He hoofs it off into touch. 9 minutes to go plus stoppage time, which I'd assume would probably be at least a good 2 or 3 minutes after Beckham Hatch went down. There was also some lengthy discussions after the yellow card on that far side between Adlam and Karaman. Osachi wins that duel. Korenchek just waiting for Irvani to pick himself up off the turf. Kaku. Now Kaku's gone forward. He looks like he's going to go for a run, Kaku. He's going to hold up the ball. Wise play there, Kaku. And he wins the free kick. Kaku wanted the advantage there, but Langara are in no rush to try and take this free kick. They want to take a little bit of the sting out of this, matter of fact. As Osadchi gets it rolling now for Claros. We're back underway. 83rd minute, 7+ stoppage to go. See if the Falcons can hold on to this one, and already Claros has taken it to the corner flag. The referee just walking back the throw, and he's playing by the letter of the law today, isn't he? I feel like I'm watching Italian Serie A. They call just about everything there. I think the referee is taking a page out of Pierluigi Collina's instruction manual. Enrique Claros offside. Unfortunate as well for the goal scorer. And they've now brought out the men's provincial PACWEST Championship trophy. It's just sitting down at field level right on the halfway line by the statisticians and PA announcers bench. Monty. Good play there by Bajgare to hold up. He's got Rodriguez Zagara. Enrique Claros receives the ball. That goes the way of Douglas. 6 minutes plus stoppage to go here at Willoughby Field. Adlam slips there. He's forced into a bit of a half clearance, and his teammates need to help him out here. And the rain now starting to come down again here at Willoughby Park as expected. We knocked on wood, but surprisingly it didn't work. We thought maybe that would hold the rain off. Floated throw in to the back post. Good slide tackle there by Silva. Takes it off the foot of Falcone. They needed to switch that ball and get it to Kobe Monte. He was on his bike on the far side, and now Douglas have another chance. Sheck into the path of Pena. It falls for Alamu. Just outside the box. Alamu right-footed rip. Out Cowley, rebound! Oh, it's alive! They need to get rid of it! And they do. It's Takaru Kaku in the nick of time. And Giorgio Sadchi manages to play his clearance off a defender and out to touch. And Cowley hasn't looked the steadiest with the hands here today, it has to be said. He's let a few of those knuckling, dipping balls get away from him. And that time it was almost right on the doorstep for Irvani if it wasn't for Takaru Kaku in his usual center back position holding the fort. I think we have a tie game here, and all of a sudden this game has become very interesting. Langara have allowed Douglas to claw back into this one despite being down to 10 men and despite having a 2-0 lead. Rodriguez Zagara gets dragged back from behind. I think that was a bit of a, I don't want to call it a soft call, but I think maybe Rodriguez Zagara made the most of that one. The referee blows his whistle, and the Langara Falcons have a chance to just take the steam out of this ever so slightly and march up their lines. Zagara plays a long diagonal for Claros. He takes it down on his chest. The subsequent ball is won by Quinto. Claros and Bajgari are going to try and keep it alive. Claros is going to take it to the corner flag now, as he plays it off his man. Good job there by Claros. Just poked it off the shins of Irvani, and he'll eat a little bit of time and a little bit of space. We're in the 86th minute, 4+ stoppage to go here. Can the Falcons hang on and bring home the 2024 PACWEST Championship? Felipe Silva on the throw-in. It's going to go into the box for Bajgare. Nakanishi just tried to slip it in for Bajgare there. He might have wanted to open up for a shot. Now Langara have to drop. Oh, Sachi! The tackle gets away from him. Calm pass forward there by Takaru Kaku. Sachi needs to get himself back in position here. He's scrambling and wandering a bit at the moment. Good block there by Giorgio Sachi. I'm going to see a substitution here. Mark Rizzardo bringing in a little bit of fresh legs on. It'll be the number 25, Tyler McCall, who's always up for a healthy battle. He'll probably replace Enrique Claros.
Subbing in for Langara, number 25, Tyler McCall.
Enrique Claros, 2 goals to his tally. He won't get the hat trick. He's replaced by Tyler McCall. As now Langara, ooh, and that's a high boot. That's a high boot. That's a high boot. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they haven't dealt a yellow for that one. I mean, I wasn't coming together, but it was a dash high. It was almost groin level. And the referee's been dealing them out, so I'm surprised the yellow didn't go for that one. Perhaps the referee just trying to snuff out some of the physical drama at the end here. The last thing you want is an actual 11v11 gang fight to end a match, but... And it'll be at Cowley out of his net to take this one. Over the top, Quinto nods it into the middle of the park. Kobe Monty the first to it. And Felipe Silva is going to try and play it over his man and chase it. That would have been optimistic to say the least. 2 minutes plus stoppage to go here for Douglas to try and find an equalizer. Kaku. Mark Rizzardo furiously asking his defenders to drop. Shimada now playing as a right back. They've got 5 in the back right now. It's Shimada, Adlam, Kaku, Osachi, and they're also playing Tyler McCall as a left back, it looks like, despite him. I'm pretty sure he's listed on the sheet as a forward. No, midfield. Beg your pardon. The games I've seen Langara play, it's been McCall who's kind of come on for some late striker minutes. Shimada just trying to stifle Falcone, who hands the ball back to him. What a nice lad, that Falcone. Substitution upcoming for Douglas as Robbie Tour is going to throw, I believe it's Shackleton back into the mix. It's Luke Shackleton. And who got crunched on the far side? Is that Kobe Monty? No, it isn't. I didn't see exactly what happened there. Was it Bajgare who got clipped? Just waiting to see who the player is. I think it's Bajgare, because I noticed the black boots, and he's one of the only players who wears the white ankle tape, so I'm thinking it's Bajgare. I didn't see what the infraction was, but it has Bajgare down on the deck smarting some kind of way, so he obviously got walloped. And now at Cowley, who seems to want to come to halfway to play some balls. he's being told to go back to his net by Adlam and Mark Rizzardo. They don't need any goalkeeper adventures at the moment. That's the last thing they need. We're into stoppage time now. Haven't seen any boards go up. I can only assume after some of the tackles that have been thrown in this last 20 minutes, it's got to be at least 4 to 5 minutes. Shimada gets wiped out. The referee says ball. Nonetheless, it'll be a throw-in, which will suit Langara just fine. 5 minutes of added time I'm being motioned to from down below. Big kudos to the staff at field level.
Entering the game for the Royals, number 6, Luke Shackleton.
Ball goes right back out, and Douglas will have it. Probably about 4 minutes to go here, I would assume. Nakanishi, it was awkward, but he manages to get the clearance away. Nervy moments here at Willoughby Field. with probably about 3.5 minutes left to go. Irvani has a serious chance to put in a cross here. He does. It's headed up in the air by Adlam, and then dealt with by Nakanishi. He's thumped over by from behind, and the referee. Ooh, I think Nakanishi's got a bit of a stinger on the back of the head there. He put his body in the way to make the clearance, and I think he got crunched. And believe me, if Langara managed to take home this trophy, they are going home battered and bruised. This has been a war out here today. Everybody's hit the turf. Everybody's in the trenches today. I think Beckham Hatch is... Oh, he's not on the physio bench, so it's good to see that Beckham Hatch is still ambulatory. McCall, good chest into the path of Monty. It's a high boot by Capek, but he manages to just... That'll go Douglas's way. Probably about 2 minutes to go here in stoppage time. Multiple timers on multiple clocks up here counting down the stoppage time. You love to see it. Unfortunately, we didn't have the referee's LED board. We got the word from field level 5 minutes, and we all scrambled immediately to start our timer. So we're ticking it down with the rest of you fans here today. We have, by our count, probably about a minute and a half, maybe just over to go here. And the referee's been playing pretty stingy and pretty close to the letter of the law. So I think once it hit 5, he's calling it. That being said, I have seen wilder things, especially in these PACWEST playoffs. Falcone dribbles past Silva. 1-2 in the middle of the park for Alamu. Nakanishi tries to cut that down. This looks like a good break here for Douglas. Adlam chasing his man. It's played into the path of Kaku, and Adlam is just doing a bit of a slip and slide right now, and somehow is adjudged to have fouled his man despite being on his back. Not a good day at the office for Adlam when it comes to referee decisions, is it? He has not lucked out today. Less than a minute to go here by our clocks, and the goalkeeper is in the penalty box, which means last resort, all hands on deck. Take no prisoners. Capek, ball into the area, headed clear by Nakanishi. Rodriguez Zagara has an empty net if he can get it there. Oh, he's just going to hold the ball up. Good play by Rodriguez Zagara. He's not going to give up any time and space. Kobe Monty, he has different ideas. He's just going to lace it up the touchline and let them chase. Ball thrown in at the halfway line. Humped to the far side of the park for Irvani. Georgios Sachi gets the header to it. He can only poke him out a little bit further, though, as Irvani retrieves the ball. Less than a minute to go here. Heck, less than 30 seconds to go here. Silva gets evaded, I should say, by Beaulieu. Badger. Kobe Monty puts it off into touch. It'll be a throw, and by our clocks, time is up. Maybe just a bit to go here. And the referee hasn't had a look at his watch yet, and here comes the goalkeeper again. And this is what undid Langara for that first goal, was a scrambled play. We've played the full 5 minutes here of stoppage time, and this is probably the last kick of the can for Douglas. Bell helped on, and it's in the back of the net. You cannot write this kind of stuff. Douglas have tied it with seconds to go, and as it stands, we are heading to extra time. They never gave up with 10 men, and kudos to the Douglas Royals. They've managed to equalize with mere seconds to go. It's unbelievable stuff. The reigning champs proved their worth, and they've equalized with 10 men. And it's heartbreak for the Falcons as it stands. And Mark Rizzardo's asking the official, how much time have we played here? And the linesman doesn't look like he's going to commit to an answer there.
Forward by number 6, Luke Shackleton.
And it's the number 6, Luke Shackleton. Still time to play here. And it's literally the last play of the half. And we will be headed to extra time. This men's PACWEST final, the drama continues after leading 2-0 off 2 Enrique Claros goals. They surrender 2 despite being a man up. We'll take a very quick break, 5 minutes or less, and we'll be back with extra time here in the PACWEST Men's Championship Final. Back here at Willoughby Field, PACWEST Men's Championship Provincials continue. It looked like Douglas were dead and buried, 2-0 down with a man sent off and probably about 20 minutes to go, but they clawed 2 scrappy equalizers, including one with the very last kick of regulation, which will send us to extra time here. If you're just joining us, it was Shackleton and Sheck with the goals for Douglas. Enrique Claros with a double in the first half, which unfortunately hasn't held up if you're a Langara Falcons fan. And now we'll play extra time football for 30 minutes. Silver goal rules. If that solves nothing, we go straight to penalty kicks. The earlier PACWEST women's provincials were decided. VIU defeating Capilano 1-0. Both of those clubs will be off to nationals in Squamish, with Capilano hosting. And we have 30 more minutes of football to be played here at Willoughby Field. The number 1 seeded Langara now will have to do their best to at least try and get a goal here. I can't imagine they want to leave this up to penalty kicks to try and decide, and I'm sure that was the message from Mark Rosardo is, we've been the better team over the 90. Let's go ahead and win this in the next 30. Brzgare helps it on for Holscher. Brzgare. Oh, tried to roll it between the legs of Irvani, but Irvani comes away with it now. That's won by Nakanishi. It's a good duel there. Nakanishi comes away with it. Holscher just couldn't control the ball there. It falls for Rodriguez. Zagari steps around one, steps past two. He's kind of boxed himself out in the corner there. He drags himself back into the middle of the park. He has Nakanishi. It looks like he wants to uncork one. He just took far too long on the ball there, and Nakanishi had to bail him out. Brzgare now into the path of Holscher. Oh, he tripped Holscher, and he kind of slipped over the ball, unfortunately. And Beaulieu didn't even need to defend anything there. Douglas now into the box. It's cleared, or taken away, I should say, by Kaku. He's going to go for a dribble now. Up the park for Enrique Claros, who is looking a bit leggy at the moment. He played almost the full 90, and then Mark Rosardo asked him to come back on and put in another shift after conceding the equalizer. Sheck in a duel with Adlam. Adlam gets stepped on. Kaku. Ball over the top, looking for Holscher. Oh, Rodriguez Zagara gets muscled off of it there by Irvani. Sheck. Rodriguez Zagara, he's got Adlam square. He gets it to him. Adlam has a chance to carry forward if he wants. He's going to take that opportunity. Long cross into the box. Finds the on-rushing Enrique Claros. Falls for Holscher, who the lad needs to have a shot from there. That was not warranted. The touch, he could have just put his boot through it. Falls for Shimada. He puts in a cross, not dealt with. It was dealt with by Philip Capek, not tidily, but Shimada still in possession. Back for Nakanishi. He puts in a right-footed first-time cross. That one's knotted down by Claros. Nobody chasing the second pieces, and Matthew Miller has an easy claim of it. Oh, good tackle there by Adlam, and it had to be. He's already on a yellow card, and he had the ever-skilled Falcone. taking him on. Oh, it's a uncharacteristic mistake from Bajgari, and he tried to square it up for Claros, but it looked like neither a shot or a pass. The execution just not taken care of there by Bajgari, and there's a lot of frustrated Langara fans and players alike around the park here today. They thought they had this one buttoned up. They thought they were going home for a warm shower and a celebratory hamburger. But Douglas had other ideas. And if Langara want it, they're going to have to work hard for another 25 minutes or so. Maybe even longer if it goes to penalty kicks. Which, let's be honest here, is a brutal way to win a championship. Or lose it. People don't like penalty shootouts. Irvani. Kaku played the waiting game there, and he almost got pinched by Badger, but thankfully for Langara, who at the moment are just playing a bit of a static game. It's a little bit, not laissez-faire, but you would hope to see a little bit more urgency from the Falcons. Douglas look like they've been shot out of a cannon. They look like they want to go ahead and win this thing. And Ad Cowley now gets thumped over outside of his area. It's another adventure from Ad Cowley that this time, thankfully, is stopped by the referee's whistle. Osachi lifts the ball in the left channel. I think he was looking for Holscher. Rodriguez Zagara skips away from Irvani and then turns him again. Good play there by Rodriguez Zagara, who is looking a bit labored. He's kind of dragging the left foot at the moment. Good play there by Bajgari to keep it alive, and even he's looking like he hurt himself on that one. So the Falcons are looking battered and a bit weathered at the moment, whereas Douglas look like they've been shot out of a cannon with a few Red Bulls attached to them. We've got Bajgari down on the far side now. Looked like he planted his leg or just slipped when he was trying to keep that ball in against Quinto. Might just be a bit of cramp now as Matthew Miller is helping the number 8 of Langara. We will have a substitution here for the Falcons. It'll be Tyler McCall coming back into this one.
Entering the game for the Falcons, number 25, Tyler McCall.
Tyler McCall now into the fray. Played short by Adlam. Into the penalty box now. Nakanishi tried to help it on. Oh, and it takes a deflection. Knuckles out for a corner kick. And Langara have an opportunity here. Here comes the corner kick. It's a left-footed outswinger. Headed down! Oh, it came off the chest of, I think it was Quinto. It was Enrique Claros who got the noggin to it, but all he could do was direct it right into the sternum of the defender right in front of him. Good chance there for Langara. Nakanishi under pressure to Adlam. Douglas sitting a little deep at the moment. Shimada, who's been very quiet in the second half, and even in extra time, he was here, there, and everywhere in the first half, but I don't think I've called his name a whole heck of a lot in the last hour or so. Rodriguez Zagara for Georgi Osachi. Osachi now. He puts in a cross. Tyler McCall's there! Oh, he helped it on, but nobody was at the back post. Shimada was flying in there, but he was well jockeyed by, I think it's Badger. And that chance goes a-begging. 5 minutes left to go in this first half of extra time. Bajgare is still down on that far side of the park, so one of the more skilled players for the Falcons looks like his evening might be done, and unfortunately he won't be factoring into penalty kicks. We'll keep you posted onto that one, but he hasn't moved a lick, and he's now just chatting with some Langara staff down at the opposite end of the park. Rodriguez Zagara thought about going for a run, then he puts on the brakes, waiting for options. He's got Nakanishi centrally. He goes to him, 10-yarder. Back to Adlam now. Langara just controlling the play here a bit. And it's something that they didn't do a ton of in that second half. Enrique Claros drags back his man, Alamu. Ball right up Main Street, headed right to the touchline for Claros from Takaru Kaku. Claros needs help, though. He skips around one, skips past two. He's going to get the throw in. Shimada on that far side, just waiting for Adlam to come take the ball. Kobe Monte's going to take on Quinto. Here comes Kobe. He's into the penalty box. Kobe Monte, did he get dragged back from behind? Oh, and there's a kick there. I think it was McCall hit the deck. Referee says all ball. He was in good position to make the call. You just wonder if Kobe Monte could have opened up the body. That looked like it hit a hand. If the ball could have, or I beg your pardon, if Kobe Monte could have opened up his body there and tried to play a shot instead of a pass to McCall, it looked like he was right there for him. But Monte was trying to be unselfish. Georgi Osachi now. Three minutes left in this first half of extra time. Adlam. Falcone. Dispossessed there by Shimada. Good play by Shimada. He's got options centrally. Nakanishi. And now Kobe Monte with some pace to... some space, I should say, and some pace to exploit. Monte cuts inside. Right-footed rip from Monte, just wide of that. Mark Rizzardo getting a bit frustrated now. 2 minutes to go in this extra time half. Quinto. Kobe Monte slides in, doesn't get the ball. Ooh, and Takaru Kaku gets absolutely sandwiched and walloped. That'll be a yellow card. I don't know who got him. I think it might have been Shackleton, but he wiped him out into another player, which kind of compounded the misery there for the player of the year, Takaru Kaku. And Langara have a chance for a free kick about 25 yards out. Maybe a bit more. Dead central. Rodriguez, Zagara, Tyler McCall, and I think it's Holscher who is standing over that one. I beg your pardon. It is. It's going to be Tyler McCall who will set his crosshairs for this one. Oh, these vocal goalkeepers. Matthew Miller giving me a bit of a chuckle there. He's bellowing, shrieking at his wall to move to the right. I think his voice went up a couple octaves there. Tyler McCall, right-footed shot over the bar into the grassy knoll there by the Vancouver FC banners. And 30 seconds left in this half, which gives us 15 minutes plus stoppage for either squad to go ahead and grab a winner from open play. Kaku knees it forward into that left channel. Monty's going to try and make something of it. I think I saw the referee motion. 1 minute of added time here in the first half of extra time. Claros does well to shrug off one. Win the ball. His overlapping run of Shimada is found by Holscher, but his pass was just too far wide. It dragged out Shimada, but it's allowed some options to get forward. Nakanishi gets past one, and now Rodriguez Zagara stops it, takes the touch. Oh, he's hit the post from distance. Oh my goodness. He's a lick of paint the other way from giving Langara the lead back. Nakanishi tries to put in a ball. That'll be a goal kick. Oh, Rodriguez Zagara opened his body up and did ever so well to try and place that one into the far post. It smashes off the upright. And Langara just cannot believe their luck here today at Willoughby Field in these PACWEST Provincial Men's Championship Finals. And that'll be the end of the first half of extra time. We'll take a very quick 2-minute break, catch our breath, and we'll be back for the second 15 if nothing is solved. Douglas and Langara will decide the 2024 Men's Provincial Championships via penalty kicks. Back with more in a couple minutes. Back for the second half of extra time here at Willoughby Park. PACWEST Men's Provincial Championship Final. Langara and Douglas. The tale of the afternoon, Langara storming out to a 2-0 lead off the strength of 2 Enrique Claros goals. Douglas had a man sent off, only to storm back and equalize with the last kick of regulation, which has us at 2-2. 15 more minutes to play here before penalty kicks loom. Long floated ball over top at Cowley. Lets it bounce before collecting it. Rodriguez Zagara asking for a little bit of an opportunity, a little bit of help from Adlam as he tells him to come a dash closer. Takeru Kaku now. Osadchi Langara just popping this around amongst their back three. Can't imagine they want to take this to penalty kicks and test their luck there, Langara, because I don't mean to spoil the party here, but Langara are not lucky here today, unfortunately, with regards to the way this match has panned out. Ball over the top, looking for Claros in the left channel. Can he keep it in? He does. He cuts it back to the top of the 6. It's hoofed away, though, by the backtracking Beaulieu. Good play there by Kaku to step up and win the ball. Long raking cross from the left touchline. Almost flies the width of the area. It was dealt with by the forward check. Rodriguez Zagar is going to put another cross. Enrique Claros the closest. It's punched away. Nakanishi tries to work it to himself. There's just too many shirts around him, Nakanishi. Still dribbling Nakanishi. He needs to find Kobe Monte. He does. Can Monte dribble it into the penalty box? He has to take on Irvani. Monty waiting for options. He goes back a ways to Giorgio Sacchi. Now infield for Nakanishi. Is he going to try his luck from distance? No, he's going to try and clip one into the area for Enrique Claros. Falcone will try and bite kick it out. That one didn't come off like he liked. And Enrique, or I beg your pardon, Nakanishi gets the ball right back. Monty skips past his man. Can he put in a ball? He cuts it in for Holscher, who just couldn't roll Beaulieu. He's been strong today, Beaulieu. Another beg your pardon, cross into the area there. That one flies across the 18-yard line. Nobody touched it, and it'll be a Douglas throw-in on the near side with about 12 minutes plus stoppage to go before penalty kicks here. It'll be Alamu to come over to retrieve it. Adlam tried to roll it into the path of Holscher. And now Adkali has gone for a run out of his net. Douglas College will take this opportunity to march up their line. Adlam with a throw. It's helped on by Shimada. Adlam to Kaku. Osachi laces a ball up the left channel for Tyler McCall to try and run onto. It was dealt with tidily by Beaulieu. Ball given away by Sheck there. That's unfortunate. Nakanishi, through ball, potential run for Shimada. It was read the whole way by Alamu. And now we have a counterattack on our hands. It's 4-on-4 with a backtracking Shackleton as well. Alamu. Ooh, that's a dicey challenge there from, I think it was Badger. Missed Rodriguez Zagara. The switch for Shimada finds Monty. Good take by Monty. He's got some space to dribble into Monty. He's going to keep going. Monty pokes a ball into Holscher. It was a bit of a half-hearted ball as well, and Holscher was just held at bay by, I think, Beaulieu again. 10 minutes to go here before penalty kicks. A lot of worried Langara faces around the park here today, if my eyes do not deceive me. Nobody wants this to go to penalty kicks. There was nerves all over this one before the whistle, and I can imagine the last thing they would have imagined is that this men's final would be going all the way to the biggest lottery of them all, penalty kicks. Alamu managed to get away from Holscher and play a ball up the left touch line. And despite controlling a good portion of this extra time, Langara, outside of Rodriguez Zagara, spanking one off the post at the dying embers of the first half. They haven't had a ton to show for their possession and their control so far. Shimada. inside on the left foot. And Falcone doesn't usually get a lot of clearances wrong, but unfortunately got too far underneath that one. We're going to see a substitution here for Langara. It's Felipe Silva that will come on, and it looks like it's perhaps McCall that's come off here. No, I beg your pardon. Just trying to catch a look at the... It's actually Owen Holscher who's come off, the number 16. Philip Kapek, as the rain now is starting to come down again. Adlam and Sheck are in a healthy battle there. Sheck has now pulled up lame on the left leg. He looks like he's clutching the hammy there. Ooh, yeah, number 19 Sheck behind the play is looking some kind of tender right now running around, but Langara have the ball in the opposition end. It's McCall trying to free up some space from Sully. Plays it in for Rodriguez Zagara. Can he find the finish? Zagara tried to cut it across. It's still in play. Oh, and he's dragged back by, is it Alamu? And now every single Douglas player is going to give Rodriguez Zagara a earful, but it looks like he's in some discomfort. And the referee, I don't think, is going to award a penalty for that. To be fair, I don't think it was a penalty. I think Rodriguez Zagara was kept at bay quite fairly there, but it's a really good ball over the top from McCall, who found Rodriguez Zagara rushing in there. He had to take a touch. And the two Douglas defenders, I want to say it was Kapek and Beaulieu, I beg your pardon, the number 16 Alamu. They just swarmed Rodriguez Zagara the second he got that ball. He wasn't even able to cut the subsequent pieces back into the mix. Ooh, and Matthew Miller, who he's been smarting since a tackle from Kobe Monte midway through that second half. He gets his clearance wrong there. And now Douglas will be forced to defend again. 6 minutes plus stoppage to go here. Nakanishi to Kaku. Kobe. Monty. Back to Kaku. He evades one tackle. He's got the overlapping run of Adlam. Adlam gets it. Can he put it across? He does, Adlam. It comes off the backside of the defender. Got Rodriguez Zagara inside. He, does well to roll his man to Zagara. Can Adlam put in a cross now? Unfortunately, he tried to bend it around Alamu instead of just blasting it in. Beaulieu's down in a heap now in the penalty box. I think he had to come in together with Shimada and Kaku. Oh, that's good to see. A good hug between the two central defenders. They haven't had too many interactions today, being at the opposite ends of the park, but good to see the sportsmanship there in a fiery contest here between Beaulieu and Player of the Year, Takaru Kaku. Good clearance there by Giorgio Sacchi. Ervani. Goal kick. Well marshaled there. The two 14s coming together. Shimada. Oh, it looks like he's pulled up lame Shimada. Infield for Rodriguez Zagara, who swivels his neck around just to check out who's in his neck of the woods. It was Sheck who's the closest, but he is looking some kind of labored at the moment. Sheck, ever since that clash with Adlam, he has just looked a bit off the pace, the number 19, who, of course, scored the goal to get them back into it. Adlam, good clearance there, but Langara needs to drop some numbers here. There's 5. It's a 5-on-4 scenario if Badger... Oh, my. I think that's a foul. It was right down in front of us, so I know for sure it's a foul this time. And if I'm Joel Badger, the number 24 for Douglas, I am some kind of upset, as it looked like he just got mugged off of that ball. And the referee said play on. So there's been a few calls that have upset a few of the players on both teams here today. This time it's Douglas who don't get their way. And I have to say I feel for their cause. About 4 minutes to go here, plus stoppage, plus penalty kicks. A little bit of sunshine peeking out on the far side of the park. But it's Joel Badger who's getting up a little bit gingerly here. He definitely got bowled over by, I didn't see who the Langara tandem were that crunched him, but I definitely feel for the number 24 of Douglas. Thankfully, if you're a Douglas Royals fan, or player, mind you, that didn't amount to a Langara chance going back the other end, or that would have been extra salt in the wound. Thankfully, the referee blew the play dead and allowed Douglas to reset themselves. Takaru Kaku now under pressure from Falcone, plays it to Adlam. Badger now chests it down under pressure from Shimada. All he can do is just launch it forward. Adlam is going to try his best to shield off Sheck here. Good job there by Adlam, who's been spot on. And Robbie Tour is, oh man, he's riding poor Corwin Sheck today. The lad's been battered from pillar to post. Pretty sure he's going to have a bionic hamstring put in after this one. He's still forcing him to run back and forth. Robbie Tour is not taking no for an answer here, and to his credit, the young number 19 Sheck, he's obeying all orders here. He knows it takes a team effort to get this one over the line. 2 minutes plus stoppage before we get to extra time. Or I beg your pardon, penalty kicks. Claros in for Shimada, still going. Shimada, can he shoot? Shimada cuts back to his right foot left. The ball just won't set up for anybody. It was Felipe Silva who almost managed to wriggle it free. Can Sheck get the ball? He can. He's going to keep it in play. And he's offside. I thought he'd kept himself onside there. You're hearing some booing from the far side of the park as well, so even the linesmen are getting a bit of stick today. That's what the finals are all about. Osachi. Minute and 15 plus stoppage to go here for either squad to try and solve this one in open play. Through ball forward looking for Irvani. He's going to take on Georgi Osachi. Unfortunately, he slipped on the ball. My goodness. That's happened to a few players here today. Beckham Hatch, most notably on a chance in that first half. Adlam's had a few slip and slides. The weather has not been favorable to either squad here on this very slippery Willoughby Field turf. And I think that might be the last play of the half. Unfortunately, if you're a Langara supporter, this is going to be a far more agonizing penalty kick shootout than if you're a Douglas supporter. If you're a Douglas supporter, you're probably just happy to be at this stage of the game after the way this one started. But it's going to be very nervy times coming up unless somebody can find a winner here late. Nakanishi in a duel with Falcone. Rodriguez Zagara pokes his head into the mix to steal it away. And now a great through ball forward for, is it McCall? The flag's up. Oh, and McCall can't believe his luck. He hadn't heard the whistle until after he released the ball. It was a tight call, but it did look like he was just a dash advanced past that last defender. Adlam. Plays it off the backside of Falcone. This is probably the last spell of the game here. We'll hand out our man of the match as well as our tournament players of the tournament, I guess you could call them. And that'll come after either regulation here or the penalty kick shootout. Miles Silva sees the ball bounce up in the air. The referee has whistle to lips. It looks like it hit Shimada's arm, and that will be the full-time whistle. Off to penalty kicks we go to decide the PACWEST Men's Provincial Championships between Douglas and Langara College. A very quick 2-minute break, and we'll come back with the men's tournament decider. Back here at Willoughby Field, to penalty shootouts we go to decide the PACWEST Men's Provincial Championship. Douglas, down to 10 men, came storming back to equalize 2-2 at the last kick of the game, at the death. Nothing solved in extra time. Rodriguez Zagara, who's going to take the first penalty here for Langara. He smashed one against the upright. That was the only chance of the extra frame. So we'll decide the crown for 2024 in BC through penalty kicks. Rodriguez Zagara first up against Matthew Miller. Right-footed. Zagara is stopped. He went low and hard to his left, and it's a fantastic save by Matthew Miller, who got down and was able to palm it away. And now Matteo Falcone, all-star, and probably taking home midfielder of the tournament, regardless of what happens here. Falcone, right-footed. Stutter step, and he sends Adcali the wrong way. It was a pacey run-up, and then he put on the brakes and gave the shimmy and shake to Adcali there. It'll be the goal scorer, Enrique Claros. He scored both goals in open play. Can he slot home here in the penalty shootout to keep Langara in the mix here? The last thing they want to do is go 2 behind in the shootout. Enrique Claros, almost a carbon copy of what Matteo Falcone did, only he did it with the left peg. 1-1 as Joel Badger makes his way to the hot seat. It'll be Joel Badger. Right-footed with Adcali to beat. Right-footed. He goes into the top bins. Joel Badger places it just right. Adcali went the right way, but it was head and shoulders above the diving keeper. Now the number 6 for Langara, Nakanishi. Announced as an all-star prior to this one. He has a chance to still keep Langara in the mix here. Nakanishi. Right up the middle of the goal, he scores. It looked like it almost was going to hit the trailing legs of Matthew Miller, but Nakanishi put just enough loft, just enough steam on it. 2-2. Philip Kapek, the defender, number 4. Will be another left footer again. Oh, and Adcali went before Philip Kapek even took his run up. That might have been the easiest penalty Kapek will ever take. Adcali let the nerves get to him there, and he got a little froggy, and he jumped a little early. 3-2 for DC. Taigo Shimada, also on the Ars All-Star list for Langara coming into this one. What can the number 19 conjure up here? It's going to be a very short run-up. Matthew Miller's dancing on his line. Here comes Shimada. Right up the roof of the net. That was a very nervy and courageous penalty. You always have your heart in your throats whenever anybody decides to go right up the middle of the net, but he spanked it up into the roof of the net. Good kick there by Shimada. Luke Shackleton scored the equalizer with the very last kick in regulation. Can he put his squad, the Royals, that much closer to back-to-back PACWEST provincial titles? Shackleton. Stop by Adcali! Wow. Wow. My goodness. Adcali makes amends. He keeps his squad alive. Player of the Year Takeru Kaku now up to see if he can potentially give Langara a chance to win it. Oh man, I hate penalty shootouts. I'm completely unbiased, but I hate penalty shootouts. Takeru Kaku looking very calm in the face of danger at the moment. He's playing keepy-uppy, waiting for the keeper. Number 18, Kaku. Player of the Year, All-Star mentions as well. Kaku looked like he may have been stopped, but it had just enough pace. It bends back the fingers of Matthew Miller, and now Langara have a chance to win this if Adcowley can stop Irvani. Irvani was in the score sheet in the semifinals against Capilano. All the pressure in the world on this young lad now. Nervy moments here at Willoughby Field. A hush falls over the crowd. Right-footed. And Cowley stops him! The Langara Falcons, after coughing up a 2-0 lead at the death, have chose the most painful but somehow courageous way to win a men's provincial championship. It's heartbreak for the Douglas Royals, who tip your caps to the men in green. They fought their hearts out to get back into this one. They looked done and dusted down 2-0, especially after Francois was sent off, but they never took no for an answer. A serious tip of the cap to the Douglas Royals in this one, but the repeat will not be in 2024. The Langara Falcons are your 2024 PACWEST provincial champions in BC, Canada. My goodness, and look at Adcowley. I think he's going over to crowd surf there on the far side. Oh, there were serious questions around the keeper on the equalizer and his positioning. Did he come a little bit too quick? The ball looped over him into the back of the net, but he's made serious amends in that penalty shootout, stopping the last two of Shackleton and Irvani. And fans spray onto the field to celebrate with the team. My goodness, what a final. My goodness, what a final. In case you're just joining us, Langara College stormed out to a 2-0 first half lead on two well-poached goals by Enrique Claros. Keyshawn Francois was sent off with around 20 minutes left to go, which looked like it was going to make Douglas's climb that much more uphill. But they somehow managed to claw back an equalizer. It was the forward Sheck and then Shackleton who popped the ball past Adcowley with mere seconds to go, and it looked like it was going to be one of those cruel tales of soccer. But the Langara Falcons, they stuck with it, and it took the lottery of shootouts. But they have defeated Douglas College 4-3 in penalty kicks to bring home the gold medal and stop a Douglas repeat. Also, if you're just joining us, the women's final took place earlier today. VIU triumphant 1-0 over Capilano University. Both of those squads off to nationals. Just now receiving word on man of the match for this affair. Man of the match for Douglas College, Shackleton, Luke Shackleton, the number 6. He scored the equalizer. He was in the penalty shootout. He did the business and was one of the key contributing factors of Douglas College not only getting to a second straight final, but forcing it to penalty kicks on the opposite side. Langara. Gosh, I'm sure some people might want Adcowley as their man of the match after that one, but they've awarded it to Enrique Claros, who got the double in the first half and was also involved in the penalty shootout as well. players of the tournament. Goalkeeper of the tournament, you guessed it, number 22, Adriel Adkali, who had a pretty big adventure today between the sticks over the full 120 plus penalty shootouts. Defender of the tournament, yes, Takeru Kaku took home player of the year and all-star mentions, but I can't say I disagree with this. The number 17, Zion Adlam, brings home the player defensive-wise of the tournament. He was immense here today. I don't think they could have done what they did. He kept Karaman at bay. He kept Milfries at bay. Adlam was immense today. He brings home the defender of the tournament, midfielder of the tournament. And I can't say I disagree with this one either. It's just a shame he doesn't have a gold medal to bring home with him. The number 7, Matteo Falcone. What a pleasure to watch this young man ply his trade. Pirlo-esque at times. The guy just has his head on a swivel. He can ping a ball on a dime. Good attitude. Never seems to get frustrated. So a big tip of the cap to the number 7, Matteo Falcone, as he brings home midfielder of the tournament. Forward of the tournament, you guessed it, he also got man of the match honors here today, Enrique Claros, the number 9, who since coming back from injury in the regular season has meant so much to this Langara club. And guess what? Enrique Claros also brings home MVP of the tournament as well, so a big day at the office for Enrique Claros. We'll sign off from here. We'll send it down to field level for the player awards of the tournament and MVPs as well. Langara College, your 2024 PACWEST Men's Provincial Champions. They defeat Douglas College 4-3 in PKs after 2-2 in regulation. The women's final earlier today, VIU champions defeating Capilano 1-0. We'll sign off from Willoughby Field. Thank you so much. Enjoy the trophy presentation down below.
And then he did that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down to field level. You wanna come?
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna go check it out.
we need to bring our stuff right.
Next, we would like to recognize a few outstanding individual performers this weekend with the Tournament All-Stars. The best goalkeeper from Langara, number 22, Adriel Akawili. The best defender from the Langara Falcons, number 17, Zion Adlam. The best midfielder from Douglas College Royals, number 7, Matteo Falcone.
He looks like that traditional small fest.
And now the best forward and the tournament MVP, number 9, Enrique Claros. To present the silver medals for the 2024 PACWEST Provincial Championships, please welcome Mark Slota from Douglas College Royals. Your silver medalists are number 1, Matthew Miller. Number 2, LJ Milfries. Number 3, Elijah Quinto. Number 4, Philip Capek. Number 6, Luke Shackleton. Number 7, Matteo Falcone. Number 8, Benjamin Bolu. Number 9, Luciano Pyramid. Number 10, Justin Pena. Number 11, Keishan Francois. Number 13, Taliesin Kyle. Number 14, Sefer Irvani. Number 15, Joseph Goss. Number 16, Avi Alamu. Number 17, Jacob Krznaric. Number 19, Corwin Shiek. Number 22, Benoit Lutz. And number 24, Joel Badger. And now, to present the gold medalist for the 2024 PACWEST Provincial Championships, please welcome David Tolentino from the Langara Falcons. Your gold medalists are number 1, Zian Clark Ismail. Number 22, Adriel Akawili. Number 3, Hikaru Umura. Number 5, Keanu Amugo Sanchez. Number 6, Kazuki Nakanishi. Number 7, Beckham Hatch. Number 8, Taynor Bashgare. Number 9, Enrique Claros. Number 10, Felipe Silva. Number 11, Luca Cafaro. Number 12, Haruto Mikelby. Number 13, Hunter Hedges. Number 14, Georgie Osachi. Number 15, Kobe Monte. Number 16, Owen Holscher. Number 17, Zion Adlam. Number 18, Takaru Kaku. Number 19, Taigo Shimada. Number 20, Ryan Henderson. Number 21, Danilo Sicilia. Number 23, David Rodriguez Segarra. And number 25, Tyler McCall. We invite the captains of the Falcons to get the trophy and banner. Congratulations again to the Langara Falcons. We wish them good luck as they will compete in the CCAA National Championships. A big thank you to all the teams, to the officials, to the sponsors, and to the spectators who have made this a wonderful championship. Thank you and good night.